Welcome back. You're listening to Real Talk with Brian and Dan on 1150 KKNW.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Dan. Our first guest today is Noah Garoutte from Forum Social House. Well, Noah is a partner of Forum Social House and has resided in the Seattle area since 2006. He was a hospitality and entertainment operator for 12 years and was born in Kona, Hawaii. Welcome to the show, Noah.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So now that we're here, we're kind of talking about this. Tell us when you're not now for the listeners, a Forum Social House, it's a
entertainment venue.
Okay.
So top to bottom, we're a full-blown entertainment venue. We have, like we said, miniature golf, Topgolf, a little bit of everything.
Okay. So tell me about your hobbies when you're not doing that.
So I'm an entrepreneur. I don't really have hobbies. But when I do get around to it, I would say I like video games. I'm 34, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll still play video games, but also basketball. I grew up loving basketball. I stopped growing in about 8th grade, so I wasn't able to do it professionally. But when I get a chance, I still
You play big.
Yeah,
I do play big.
I do play big.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey, I'm 46 and I'm still playing Call of Duty. So
okay, I like me too. New one's great.
New one is great.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not that good at it, but whatever.
You'll get there.
Got to blow off some steam.
So now we like to ask each guest to share with us a fond memory of the home you grew up in.
All right. Well, that's tough because I was poor and I had a small house. But
doesn't mean you can't have fond memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would say with that, in that regard, I think my mom was still a great cook, and I think having such a small house, the way that the food kind of resonated and that smell within the house, I think that was one of the fondest memories outside of being a growing boy with absolutely no privacy in a small home.
That's awesome. All right, so we kind of covered what Forum Social House is, but for the listeners out there, in Lincoln Square, it used to be the Parlor.
Yeah.
This is a big space, and at that time, they were doing comedy shows and then pool tables. How has the vision of Forum Social House changed that space?
So it was tough. Coming in, it was very tough. 20,000 square feet is hard to fill.
Yeah.
So we knew we had to break it up. It started with obviously the Topgolf Swing Suite, and we were able to develop and cultivate a partnership with Topgolf, and that brand equity is invaluable. Their trajectory is onward and upward. So having them fill up where the comedy used to be was one of the biggest dominoes to fall. And then from there, we all kind of have a background in entertainment. So Rockwell Sound Lounge was the third tent pole, and that is weekends, it's dancing, it's DJs, and it's a fun environment. And what we learned with nightlife is people come for the nightlife, but it pads your base everywhere. They go and they play mini golf, they do the other offerings, and it's not just there to dance, but that nightlife is what gets them in there. And then, of course, the miniature golf, which is something that we internally built. It was a lot of late-night conversations of, man, wouldn't it be crazy to have a mini golf hole with like a UFO on it and like cows as bogeys? And so, yeah, it kind of just developed from there, and it was like a dream come true, really seeing it go from a laptop to reality.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Wow. So are there other Forum Social Houses, or is this the first of its kind?
First of its kind. So there's obviously tons of Topgolf, swing suites, and their indoor-outdoor iterations, but this is the first one, Forum Social House. So it is our brand. It's myself and 2 other partners, and we all kind of just bet on ourselves and, racked up debt and put the money in and bet on our dreams. So
Nice.
It's scary, but we're excited to do it.
That's awesome. Will this be kid-friendly?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be kid-friendly. Miniature golf obviously lends itself to children's, young adult entertainment, but also the swing suites. So a lot of people don't know, it's not just for the golf purists. The swing suite has things as far as their virtual gaming, like zombie dodgeball, where you throw dodgeballs at zombies. And then fast pitch, where you're pitching into the virtual screen.
Oh, cool.
Things like that, where you don't necessarily have to love golf or be a professional.
It sounds like a lot of torn rotator cuffs.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm sore today.
Oh, so how is Topgolf Swing Suite different from the outdoor Topgolf?
So the outdoor ranges, if people haven't experienced it, it's making kind of it's a fun driving range, and they associate points and make it fun for every level. The indoor iteration is essentially that whole immersive experience, but it's on a projector screen, and the beauty of it is you like I said, you don't really just have to play that driving range game. You can play up to 80 virtual courses. So you can play Augusta,
wow.
You can play real courses, but then you can play non-golf games. So you can play quarterback challenge, which is you throw a touchdown pass to actual receivers and they celebrate in front of a immersive stadium of 20,000 people. So you can kind of get the feeling of what it's like to throw a touchdown pass in a stadium. That's
Can
just.
you deflate the balls a little bit?
No, we don't try.
Sorry.
We're not patriots.
So it's kind of interesting. I've never heard of a Topgolf swing suite. I've heard of people mention it before, but what you're describing, this sounds like the holodeck in Star Trek.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
And
nice analogy.
with
I like
us
that.
not being open, being able to just have that at my disposal. Sometimes I'll take a lunch. And I'll
We're gonna grab lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there you go. Please do.
Yeah, you're walking distance from our office. Let's
Yeah,
go.
there you go. We're ready.
That's awesome. So speaking of lunch, what kind of food are you guys offering?
So we're avoiding freezer to fryer. Our chef, Jake Brenchley, shout out Jake. He's an incredible chef. He comes from Suncadia, and he worked with Disney as well. We're avoiding freezer to fryer, and his dream is to get a James Beard Award as an entertainment venue. And after tasting some of his dishes, I don't think it's that far out of the realm of reality. And so our food is going to be approachable. It's not going to be fine dining. We'll have fork and knife dishes, and then we'll have shareable plates. But a lot of those fork and knife dishes are not going to be what you will come to expect in an entertainment venue. It's going to be elevated to, the 10th degree.
So it's
Nice.
not pub grub; it's a step above.
Elevated.
Absolutely.
Brother.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. So tell me a little more about the miniature golf experience.
So the mini golf, like I said, we were able to develop that between ourselves. There's no windmills, there's no clowns, there's
clowns,
no
thank God.
AstroTurf.
Well, that's good.
Your grandma might not recognize it. But one of the holes, for instance, I think paints a great picture. It's called unicorn polo. So we got a carousel horse. It's at the beginning of the hole. It's powder coated white. It has a unicorn horn, and you sit on it and you putt with one hand down a rainbow waterfall. Like you're playing.
Can't wait to bring my granddaughter.
Yeah, like you're playing polo on a unicorn. And I
that's
just want to
awesome.
make sure everyone knows that no unicorns were harmed in the making
That's
of this hole.
good. Yes.
It was all very
Wait, so it's
guilt-free.
the unicorn is moving?
no, it stays put.
Oh, okay.
Good.
We have insurance too, so liability exposure.
Like I don't understand. That sounds
That's
just surreal. That's awesome. All right, so we've talked about the food. We've talked about the golf, the Topgolf. What kind of drinks?
Alcoholic ones and non-alcoholic ones. But I think to get more specific, we wanted it to be fun. We're in the business of selling fun and entertainment. So we'll have everything from your traditional favorites. We'll have Cosmos. We'll have martinis, but we'll also have things like frosé, and we'll have adult slushies.
What's a frosé?
Oh, yeah.
Frozen
You gotta know.
rosé.
Yep.
It's
Oh gosh.
yeah. But we'll have adult slushies and a lot of cool different things for our our drink program, and then of course we'll have the heavy hitters for kids as well. And
So were these drinks developed while you were working on your mini golf concept?
unicorn
they
horse.
go hand in hand. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a frosé and hop on the unicorn. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
So why should a company book with Forum Social House for their holiday party or team building event versus other venues?
I think it's a no-brainer. I think that what we have to offer, I think gone are the days of here's a private room and here's some food and a server to take your order. I think nowadays companies expect a little bit more, and they're team building around team activities and more things that they can do to build morale and build chemistry. And so I think the mini golf lends itself to that. I think the Topgolf Swing Suite lends itself to that. So the options that people have are huge here. And the fact that we can do everything from a corporate buyout for 600 employees to a 10-person kids party, it really gives us that latitude to
A lot of
kind
flexibility.
of pick our poison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. When I was in Austin, Texas in August, Keller Williams goes out there, and there's this place called Rainy Street, which kind of has some newer, hipper bars. There's also 6th Street in Austin, if you're familiar. But some of these bars, it's something to do besides the traditional dartboard or pool table. That kind of is that straw that stirs the drink. So businesses that are looking to, like you said, create that synergy. It may be awkward to get the CEO up on the unicorn, but hey, at the same time, when somebody's willing to just relax and unwind,
Team building.
you build that synergy. So that's awesome. So what is the culture you've developed for the team members and by team members, we're talking about the folks that are bringing out the food and drinks and
Yeah, all of our staff. We there's no ivory towers. We all know we brought people, and the first and foremost, we brought in people that cared. And I think that's the biggest missing component in certain hospitality operations is, they've lost some of the people who care, or they're kind of burnt out. So we brought people who cared, and all of the people who are in positions of management or even us as owners, we are approachable. We don't have egos, and we understand that we need to be bussing tables as well. We need to do everything that the rest of our staff does, and do it to that same level. And with that being said, we all know that, we don't have egos, and we're all still learning. So we don't have it all figured out, because I don't think anyone does, in this day and age.
Are you guys still looking for team members?
Yeah, absolutely. If you
Okay.
want to come apply,
There you go.
Gotcha.
No, not. I know somebody.
Yeah. You know lots of somebody. So that's
Yeah,
good.
please.
So tell us about your location in Bellevue again.
So in Bellevue, we're on the 3rd floor of Lincoln Square North, not South. And it's right across from the movie theater, and that property is like just rocket fuel. There's so many people coming in and out. The hotels are usually at 80% capacity.
Right.
So it's just a destination and an entertainment hub. So we're right there on the 3rd floor, and it's just great. Everything's covered. The parking is typically free on the weekends. So it can't really be a better destination for us.
Yeah, I think it was downtown Saturday night. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was probably maybe 8 o'clock at night, and that place was just packed.
Yeah,
that
right.
whole people, full of people in the restaurant, all that stuff. So it's a great location, and it's very central, and it's growing. So how do our listeners get in touch with you and find out about booking or a job? What's the best way?
Sure, that's forumsocialhouse.com would probably be the best way, FORUM socialhouse.com. And then they can also follow our Instagram and our Facebook, also under Forum Social House.
Well, Brian, I don't know what you think, but this is a pretty unique venue, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm looking forward to going there.
Yeah, I think whenever our holiday party is for Keller Williams Bellevue, we'll be there.
Nice.
And I'm going to go for a ride on that unicorn.
Please do.
All right, Noah, thank you so much for joining us today. Any special offers or anything like that for anybody, our listeners on the show today?
What I can't say is if anyone follows either of those social media handles, we are debuting a contest here very soon that will be giving away some swag and certain prizes for your listeners or anyone else who wants to follow us on social media.
Awesome. Okay. All right, well, after the break, we're going to have Wes Buckner with Sea Monster Studios, who will be answering the question, who needs a full-service digital agency, a.k.a. what has my brand done for me lately? Come back and join us right after this break.